Welcome back to the MACC Cast. I'm Dave Hansen.
And I'm Susan Bond.
And we are so excited to be here today as proud members of the Board of Directors for the Murray Chamber of Commerce. And today we are excited to have Dr. Omar Arrieta.
Dr. Omar, we are so excited to have you here. Welcome to the MACC Cast. And we just wanted to say hello and get to know you a little bit. We are excited to have you as part of our Chamber of Commerce. And we wanted to tell us a little bit more about how you are a chiropractor, which again, everybody knows it's nutrition, muscular, skeletal, and psych. Those four things. You take care of those four things, you get your whole body. He's a quarter of it.
He's everything.
Seriously.
Oh, he's only a quarter of it.
Well, no, but he's skeletal.
He's only a quarter of it.
Sorry. So please, if you don't know chiropractics, you need to know more about this. Tell us a little bit more about how you got involved.
So I have to tell you, it's neuromusculoskeletal.
Oh, I said it wrong.
That's
Thank
the
you.
component we have to remember.
Sorry, I did it all wrong.
Susan, she thinks she's so much a doctor.
Well, but I'm just saying, no, this is, mine wasn't doctor.
You only play one on TV.
I know, right?
Omar, we want to hear from a real doctor. Here you go.
Exactly. Tell me.
Well, this is a picture of me and my daughter, actually. My daughter has been adjusted since she was a baby, since she was born. I'd say probably 5 minutes after birth.
Oh, wow. So wait, that's not something anybody would normally even think of. Why would you need, tell us, let's backtrack a little bit, because this is a really exciting thing. You got into chiropractics for why? What made you want to get involved with it?
Well, we can backtrack then out of the children realm, but actually when I was young, I wanted to be a veterinarian. So I wanted to help animals. I'd help them when they fell out of the trees. You know, a little pigeon would fall out of a tree. I'd take the little syringe and feed it, and I still have vivid memories of the birds flying around my house and my parents being like, okay, no more animals, right? And then we'd set them free at the park and hope they'd survive, right? Even though they were domesticated.
Yes, poor little birdies.
But, you know, I always have loved being, you know, around animals, helping animals, and I grew up and I still love animals and helping them. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, I went to vet school, to pre-veterinary school at Utah State University. And actually, since I was little, I suffered from migraines weekly.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys have had one of those, but
my wife suffers from them a lot.
My goodness, I'd go in a dark black room, no lights, no sounds, wet towel on my face, and
oh wow, that
ibuprofen,
extreme.
whatever I could to just get by. I'm out for the day, basically. Couldn't play with my friends. That was about once a week my whole life.
This is even as a kid?
As a kid, maybe roughly around 8 years old is when it started. And
goodness. And
then I'm going to school now to be a veterinarian, fast forward to 24 years old. And I go see a Dr. Allred, Robert Allred, he's up in Logan, great guy. And he helped me. He actually was helping me for hip pain. But what I found that was shocking was that the migraines went away. So 2 weeks into care, it was enough for me to say, hey, I haven't had a migraine. And he said, yeah, we get great results. The doctor's like, we get great results with that. And it was very weird for me. I didn't get it. He tried to explain the whole neuromusculoskeletal aspect, and I didn't get it. I didn't care. I was like, fix my pain, you know, but he tried to explain. Now I started to get intrigued and started to realize that, you know, there's something more to this. And it got a little bit even more weird when my high blood pressure was regulated.
Oh,
and then I said, man, this hippie stuff is working. This is good.
This hippie stuff.
So
That's true.
fast forward from there, I went to chiropractic school in South Carolina. It's a doctorate program. While there, I did additional coursework to do certification in pediatrics and pregnancy. And the reason I went into that is another story. Was actually a little baby with colic was brought to me. And don't tell nobody, right? But as an intern, I wasn't supposed to adjust outside of school. So don't tell nobody out there. But, you know, I had a friend come to the house and she brought, her daughter was having colic, and on Facebook, everyone was trying to advise her, do this, do that, drink this, drink that. Brought her in. I said, you know, let me just explain it to you. But she came in with the in-laws expecting to be adjusted, the baby to be adjusted.
Oh, wow.
And I was put on the spot. So I took the baby. It was my first adjustment.
Wow.
So with the baby.
That's so scary.
Wow.
It's actually very gentle.
Yeah. It's a very tender
You use
thing.
the pressure that you would if you were to close your eyes and just put pressure on the eyelid. How hard could you push, Dave, before that would hurt?
My eye, not very hard. Susan's, I could push really hard.
You're probably right.
Thanks. It's the other way around.
So anyways, we did this, and it's very gentle. I just found on the upper part of her neck, this little baby, and baby took a nice little exhalation, and I knew that something happened. You can just feel it slide like butter right under my finger. We just apply very specific directional force, very gentle. And the baby, I started taking, the baby got better. Mom was like, oh, you know, she was wheezing when she came in, and now she's not. And I was like, It happens all the time. I see it all the
pro.
time.
I see it all the time.
Thousands of these.
And then when they left, I went to my wife and I grabbed her and I kid you not, I was like, it worked. And I jumped up and down, I was so giddy. And I still remember the emotions I had that day. That's when I decided to kind of veer towards helping children and pregnant mothers as well in their beautiful journey. So
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great story. And this is your daughter here.
this is my daughter. She's Valerie Luna. And she is 8 months. But she was adjusted since she was 5 minutes old.
So I mean, the experience of coming out of the birth canal is just
jarring.
Yeah,
it's literally
it's got to be, everything's all crunched up. And so the minute the baby came out, you started adjusting. Tell us about that real quick.
Yeah. Well, the very common thing we do in medicine is we'll take the baby's head and turn it and pull to help in the birthing process.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we learn to use gravity and change some of the positions that we birth in rather than our back, things would go a little better in some ways, right, for mother. And so it's just traumatic for baby and for mother, the birthing process. You can imagine. And so as soon as they come out, that tends to, I don't really have a percentage to really say how often, but I find in many, many cases, the top bone called the atlas vertebrae will shift slightly on a baby. Now you have to keep in mind most of it is cartilaginous, meaning they're not solid bone. And so it's very easy to shift that back with very little force. And so it's a common area of concern when we see with babies, and I think that's the only thing my daughter that I adjusted when she came out.
Yeah. But that one little thing, if you don't adjust it over years, by the time they're kids, gosh, right off the bat it can be a challenge, but then it gets worse as it compounds over time.
Correct. It could develop into other symptoms like the colic this baby was experiencing. As a matter of fact, the next day I called the mother and she told me that the baby no longer had colic, and he never had colic. She never had colic again.
Now you've got a great, it's an emergency. Well, tell me what it is.
Well, I can call it emergency if you wanted to. Not emergency care, but sometimes people come in such pain you could call that an emergency. But
your accident center is
accident center. That's the word I'm looking for.
Thank you.
Your accident center. Now tell us about this young lady here.
This young lady is Apollonia, and she is 80 years old. She came into my office from Argentina, actually, so she's here for 6 months with her family visiting. And so she came in and she was in a wheelchair. And this picture, I was so excited when she came to our office because this is day 4 of care. And as you can see, she no longer has the wheelchair.
Wow. 4 days. So she's only been treated 4 times.
We're going to jump to day 24.
Day 24. Apollonia dropped her cane, and we were really excited, so we took a picture again.
Oh, that's exciting.
And she's continuing to come in. She's been getting massage and chiropractic care at our office.
Oh, see, so, and you're right, it's a neuromusculoskeletal. Right? And the reason when I was throwing in nutrition, obviously all the other stuff to work with, but if you neglect your spine, if you neglect the bones, if you neglect the alignment, it affects everything. One of the things, I've been in your office in the chart that says, hey, this bone affects the kidneys and this bone affects the liver and the lungs and all that. It's fascinating. It really is, but people don't realize the difference that can be made in with just the minor adjustments and getting it treated sooner. Well, one time you mentioned something about how many kids are in car accidents and they have to throw out their car seats.
Yeah, the recommended by the manufacturers, throw out the car seat just in case it was damaged. But for some reason, our culture hasn't understood that, hey, we're throwing out the car seat and replacing it, but let's check the kid. Is the kid okay?
But the kids never go to the chiropractor, so it's just something to take note.
So everyone who's in a car accident should be checked. Your insurance that you pay for already covers up to a certain amount for you. As a matter of fact, the insurance company sets aside money for settlement in case you decide to go after them. They automatically do that. So you just coming in for care, just to check yourself, just to make sure everything's okay, even if you have no need for care, we actually offer a complimentary massage. So if you're in an accident, come get a complimentary massage, and we'll give you a checkup, see how you're doing.
Yeah,
on that's a perfect note to end on, Omar. Dr. Omar,
yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you are involved in an accident and want a free complimentary massage, you're the man to talk to.
Absolutely. And if you want to know more about Dr. Omar, feel free to go to our website, murraychamber.org, to find out more information. And if you want to know any other amazing information about what we can be as a chamber member and what the benefits are, please check us out there again, murraychamber.org.
And as always,
keep making good things happen.